a very warm welcome to our Q3 AMA. So thank you guys for joining us wherever you are. I know some guys are staying up really late for this, so let's do this. And today's AMA is very special because we have a guest today. Peko 1 is our guest today. So all of you are familiar with Peko. So Peko will be joining me on today's Q3 AMA. So there are lots of items that we will need to cover for the Q3 AMA. So guys, let's get started. All right. So Peko, since this is the first time you are here with us on the AMA, and I would like to take a few minutes to first talk about you and your experience. So can you share with us a little bit on your personal experience and background?
Right. Thank you for having me, and good morning, good evening to the Pundi X community members out there. It's my pleasure and privilege to be here with Zach on this live AMA and also report our status. So based on my background, I have more than 15 years of the experience on tech industry. So most of my life for my career, focusing on technology. So back into, I work for Ogilvy, public relations. And then I moved to US for my studies of my MBA degree. And then after that, I joined Opera Software. And then I have been with Opera Software for more than 8 years. So at that time, it was the boom of mobile internet. Now I joined Pundi X, and it's at the time of the boom of blockchain industry. So very interesting time.
Okay, great. All right, so your experience is really in the internet, especially mobile internet, and also the PR marketing side of things. So you mentioned Ogilvy, and then you mentioned Opera. So we are actually former colleagues as well from Opera. So it was quite interesting because when I joined in 2008, it was also your first month. I think you also joined in 2008 August.
Right.
It was quite a introduction for you because I remember you actually brought the biggest TV news channel from Taiwan to our Norwegian office where I was based, and everyone was like really excited because the newscast was really covering the whole office from the way we have lunch in canteen and also to some of the interesting tech stuff that we are doing. So we both experienced great growth when we were with Opera. And right now, as you said, blockchain is another growth area. So what's your feeling like? What's the difference between the growth in the blockchain industry and the growth in, if I may, a regular tech industry?
Right. I think for regular, now we say regular, at that time it was very advanced. When we were in starting from computer, laptop, and then evolve with the internet. The industry that I've been with is very fast growing and fast paced. And I think for the blockchain is actually never sleep. So when you look back, when I look back to my career, and I already live in a very fast-paced, very fast-growing industry. Like internet is also never sleep, but it's not like as urgent, as fast-growing as now, because now when we're dealing with the transaction, financial market, and especially this is the most use cases for blockchain, and it's actually become more fast, more intensive. When we said 1 year I mean, if 1 day in crypto is like 3 years for normal, I mean, people's life. I think this is pretty true. And now I've been with Pundi X for 3 years. I feel like 10 years now. So it's a very, very fast growing industry and very, very excited.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is one of the very typical trait of all those working in the blockchain industry. Like the market doesn't sleep. I mean, our team don't really get to have a day off because I mean that like you say, a regular financial market has a 9 to 4 p.m. time, but in a blockchain market, that is every single minute is live. Yeah. And so you are actually based in Taiwan, and so when COVID hit, how did you feel that it has changed the dynamics of how people work, and also how blockchain industry work, given that we are from the very beginning also very decentralized?
Right. I think COVID has brought a big impact to the blockchain industry overall. There's an opportunity, there's a downside. I think the downside is that the minimize of the face-to-face meetings and also contact is quite different from before, because in the past you may know that I mean, everyone knows that like in blockchain industry there are a lot of meetup, people meet during this meetup and create business opportunities, and usually you will see more genuine when you meet face to face. And now we move to virtual, and it's getting a bit distance in that sense. But for the partnership, we were more like to intend to, you know, work as a pilot project, and to, you know, work together for a few months and see how it goes, and then to formalize our partnership. So the business cycle become longer, and also we were more working like a trial runs before then the formal partnership has been settled. So I think that's the difference. In the future, I think it will be more like this because now the situation is still, there's still a lot of cases, and then we have to maintain the social distances. But after that, if the COVID has been controlled, vaccine has been go out, I believe there will be a very, very strong recovery after that. Yeah. So this is how I experienced when I was in Taiwan during SARS. It's actually brought a lot of impact to the economies. But after that, you will see a good, very good rebound after COVID has been controlled. Yeah.
Yeah. We are actually based in different countries, different offices, but we actually meet like almost every month somewhere, someplace.
Right.
And I know that, you know, your team is a very hardworking team. You are a very hardworking leader. How do you conduct your, I mean, just share with us, like, I mean, how do you conduct your like day-to-day or week-to-week, you know, work? Let's just let the community know, like, how does your day start with your team? Yeah.
Right. Basically, I have a meeting with my team member once a week. We call it as a sync meetings. So I have different meetings with different people in the company. For example, in In Korea, we have PR manager and community manager there. I sing with her like every week, every Monday at the beginning, and also sing with the BD team as well. Actually, also every week. And also we have monthly meetings for all hands, and also a monthly meeting for Function X. There are a lot of virtual meetings going on through Zoom, through WhatsApp, individual calls, whenever it's possible. So there are a lot of WhatsApp messages and Telegram messages going on. So I try to be more hands-on with my team, and also to come up with the consensus of what we should do for the week. And then we follow up, we go for it.
Yeah, so you actually start your Monday morning with the first meeting with Melissa, our Korean.
Actually, Monday afternoon.
Monday afternoon. Okay. All right. Okay. So I think I guess it's time to dive into some of the agendas that we have for this quarter, Q3 2020 AMA. So prior to this AMA, we have initiated some Q&A sessions through Google Form, as we always do. And this time we have received about 30 questions, some of them very good questions, and we have actually tried to answer some of them on Reddit, and we will try to tackle the rest of them in the meeting today. So shall we start?
Yes.
Okay, all right, let's start. So I know you prepared a slide, so shall we go in? Right, so actually this month is the third anniversary of Pundi X. So the project was first announced in around this time, 2017, and it is now actually our third anniversary. We have come a long way. We have grown from a very small team to a considerable, sizable team. Still very much a startup, but considerable size, and we have people working from a different time zone. It is something that the company has embraced fully even before COVID. So like you say, you know, we have lots of meeting, and no matter what meeting we are doing, there will be bound to someone that needs to wake up at 3 to 4 a.m. So I guess I'll take the opportunity to thank the team for those, especially for those that are waking up always early. So for the third anniversary, I think we have some events coming up. Definitely we have crypto gift. So you can get the crypto gift on XWallet, and also through sending and sharing on Telegram. We will have some discount on our XPOS and XPOS handy, and we will also have some activities on the Pundi X merchandise shop. So let me just take the chance to shout out to you guys that have designed so many great things in the merchandise shop. It is really cool, and the proceeds, some of the proceeds will actually go to burning MPXS token. So this is the third year, and what do we have in store? Right. Let's take a look at some of the questions that the community are asking. The main, I would say the main interest would lie in how our XPOS doing, where our XPOS deploy, what is going on with Function X, and when mainnet, of course. And as always, how are the tokens doing, and what are the steps that we are doing to make the token value increase, right? So let's dive in. Today's agenda will comprise of 7 categories. One is product enhancement. Second is compliance and our partnerships. The third is an online sales channel, which we talked about a few months ago, which have come into fruition. An update about our XPOS merchant, our distributor and user, and some of the new markets that we are entering into. a snapshot on events and marketing, mostly online. What's going on with Function X? There's a big interest on what are the features coming out. And finally, a recap on the road ahead. Right. So we mentioned about PayPal inclusion on XPOS. It's very exciting because you know that the tens of millions of PayPal users are able to use XPOS. And Peko, you are the one that led the inclusion of PayPal. And I know we have been trying to get PayPal working for many, many months, despite the fact that we just recently announced it. So can you share with us what this feature is, show us, and perhaps give us an insight on how this came about?
Right. I think for PayPal is that we originally want to bring like credit card features and also online payment features onto the XPOS. So when we were evaluating all the applications in the store, and also we actually threw out a poll on Twitter and also on our community to see what kind of payment method that they would like to receive they would like to see on XPOS, and that would benefit them all, but the most. And one of the options, which is PayPal, which come up with. So we have evaluating different actually application on PayPal, like PayPal. The original PayPal app, and also the PayPal app for the merchants. And at the end, we found out that there are a lot of good things about PayPal, how PayPal can facilitate the credit card transactions. So, and also available in different, more than 30 countries in the world, which is similar to what we where we roll the XPOS are. So we contact PayPal for the app implementations, and also to have it tested in 3 different continents, including our partner in US, and also our colleagues in Europe, and also in Korea, in Japan, and now we have this ready. So it's quite, that's why it's takes quite a long time, because we have to test thoroughly, and also in some apps, PayPal's app, that we can only install individually. So there's a story behind the implementation. It's not just like putting the app in there. We are actually you have to figure out what is work, what is not work, and then to make sure that before it works, I mean, rolling out, we have to thoroughly test it and then roll it to the market. And really appreciate all the people who are involved with testing it, and also the support from the community here.
Okay, yeah, I think we tried we tried a lot to get in touch with PayPal, but there wasn't a answer, and we went ahead to include this. So right now it works thoroughly.
Yeah,
and
also they contact us as well. So now, yeah, it's a mutual, and I think it's good that it started with our initiative, and then after that we opened the conversation.
Yeah, they came after we listed them. So, well, it's a good news. And in fact, one of the things that we tried really hard, and we are very thankful for the distributor partners that we have, that we managed to actually get into PAX store as well. So I think that is also a big win for XPOS ecosystem, because if you have a PAX Android, you can actually download the XPOS software ecosystem and use it on your PAX Android POS, which has one of the largest Android footprint, POS footprint globally. So I think these are the kind of like enterprise level initiative that we are working on. And next up, we also are trying very hard to satisfy new demand from our merchants, which are people that are really using the XPOS, and we have introduced one new feature. So it's an online depositing and withdrawal. So why don't you go ahead and talk about this?
Yes, actually, this is a long request from the merchant and distributor, because before that, we're mostly use off-chain deposits, which create a quite a hassle for merchant and distributor. And we hear you, and we fight for the technology, the development team, that we should have a on-chain deposit. So this on-chain deposit actually speed up the deposit process for the merchant and distributor, because they can now directly deposit USDT or DAI directly to their sales crypto sales account, and they don't need to wait until 48 hours because before that, we have to do manual check for security, and sometimes merchants may make mistakes when doing the deposit. So a lot of people nowadays is more get used to crypto transactions. So some of the merchants and distributor would like to have this feature that can directly deposit, and they would like to do the on-chain. So that's why we add this feature in. So I think I want to give you guys a background that most of the Pundi X users, they are either first-time users or they are new to the crypto. So some of the process they may not be very familiar with. And we offer two choices. One is the off-chain, which is at the first beginning. And when people get used to it, get used to how the blockchain work, and then they move up to the on-chain deposit. So this is why our product has been evolved from more crypto first time user friendly, and then to more advanced user friendly. I think in the future we're also heading in this way. We bring more and more people onto the crypto space and also the blockchain space, and then we will develop more advanced features afterwards.
Okay, all right, yeah, basically covering both online deposit and also traditional banking deposit. So we cover both. Yeah, and there's lots of work being put into the merchant system, backend system. So we are looking forward for more features coming out. We introduce also different stable coins so that the clearance can be done in different stable coins, and there are also requests, in fact, on the Google form to introduce more local currency stablecoin. So there are a few partnerships that we have. Wanchain, you want to talk about it, and also maybe also Crypto Gift.
Right. So for Wanchain, it's I think back in two years ago when Zach went to Consensus, had met he met Jack, and we were talking about different initiative, and one of there are actually development for this partnership along the way. And first of all, Pundi X has a validator on Wanchain, and also after that we listed Wanchain different assets, digital assets, which is one native tokens and also native coin, and also one BTC, one ETH, and one EOS. So and for this, I think Wanchain is very interested in working very closely with Pundi X and to offer cross different services, like different things that we can work on. So this is it is a very, very, we are very, very happy to have one to support Pundi X ecosystem. And we think that two company can work together more in the near future as well. And also we have the XWallet, the app, the new the app is on board. And this is also heard by all the communities member, like very long time, why you guys take very long time to develop it. If you see the very first draft of Crypto Zoo, at the beginning we called it Crypto Bulls, and then it evolved to Crypto Zoo. And along the way, we heard about different opinions from the our users. We got to have Crypto Bull, and also we need to have Crypto Bear as well. And the interface has been changed a lot. So you will see a very, very different interface. And this product is actually based on feedback from the community to make it more user-friendly, more easy to use, more engaging. So now we are having the discount. We actually regularly having the fee discount for this app. And if you have MPSX, a lot of people ask, what do you have? What is your utility of MPSX? What is good to keep MPSX? This is one of the app that you would like to have, because when you do the transactions on Crypto Zoo, if you have MPSX, and you will actually have a discount and kickback. And if you refer more people, more of your friends, and if your friends do transactions, and you can also receive some proceeds based on that. So this is a product that we decided to, with our community, and also to benefit to MPSS holder as well. And next, we were going through the compliance and partners. So maybe Zach, do you want to talk about this Equibyte that we recently on board as our distributor?
Sure. So, okay, our focus has always been working with the local partners, people that really know about the know-how. And Equibyte is based in Canada. They have a long history in rolling out Bitcoin ATM machines. So we are really excited to work with Equibyte because they have the network and they have the experience. So we recently just announced Equibyte purchasing XPOS and XPASS and starting the rollout in Canada and beyond. Yeah. So this is one thing that we did. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So the next one is actually Hyve, right? Yeah.
Yes, and for Hyve, I think it would be a early stage for Hyve founders that work with you and also with Pundi X, and then they have their projects taking shape and also become more and more users using Hyve and being with the Hyve network, and then they started to come back to us, and then to actually have more like XPASS card, co-branded XPASS card. So this is very interesting collaboration. I mean, both you and the CEO of Hyve has known for years and also work together. So do you want to talk about the background story of this collaboration?
Yeah, sure. We are very excited with Hyve because Hyve is very Hyve has a long experience in the crypto space, and they are especially active in Romania. Obviously, not just Romania, but they are very active in Romania. So they have purchased, I think, about 20 to 30,000 XPASS, and also considerable amount of XPOS. And they will try to focus on delivering XPASS and XPOS in Romania and beyond. So we are very excited. We finally now have a footprint also in Romania. So this is very exciting. And the next one is actually super exciting as well, MakerDAO. We all know that MakerDAO has been front and center in the DAO and now the DeFi movement. And we have worked with Maker for considerable time already. We started with actually Latin America. So what Maker wants is to really get people to adopt cryptocurrency, which is actually the exact ethos that we have. So in that sense, Pundi X and MakerDAO actually came together very naturally, and we have rolled out XPOS and the usage of DAI in markets like Brazil, Argentina, and etc. In Latin America. So right now, MakerDAO is actually taking one step further in their initiative, whereby they created this thing called the DAI Agent Network. So what it means is that their local partners will try to encourage the usage of DAI in the local community. So this is exactly a very similar match with what we are doing. So why don't we come together? Why don't we come together and say, you know, we want the local community to distribute XPOS, use XPOS, XPASS, and MakerDAO wants the local community to use DAI in their daily transactions. So we came together and we supported MakerDAO's DAI Agent Network, DAN, in their local community. And we started this with Ghana. So MakerDAO said, you know, Ghana is a good option. And we realized it really is. So for those of you that are based in Ghana, tell us what are your thoughts? Because we actually found out on Google Trend that Ghana actually topped the search for Bitcoin recently. So tell us why. And we are very privileged to be working with MakerDAO in this initiative. So MakerDAO has opted to roll out XPOS and XPASS, and we are pushing the usage of DAI in XPOS.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And also, not only the XPOS distribution, we also working with the local partner that with different initiative, especially we are going to have our Function X operating soon, and there are many initiative, government-led initiative, and also different needs, demands from the business. They would like to deploy their application on the blockchain. So one of the worth mentioning is that Pundi X 365, which is based in Cyprus, they are the one focusing on the enterprise solution. And the owner, the co-founder, is very good relations with the local business and government organizations. So especially also on the EU side, recently they joined a European AI Alliance and got accepted. And they're very active to establish relations with different units around European Union. So we are very lucky to have Pundi X 365 to push all kinds of initiative and also work with different third parties to bring Function X out there, to bring Pundi X out there. So yes, this is one of the updates of our partners.
Okay, yeah, yeah, indeed. Pundi X 365 is trying to really push more initiative on Cyprus and also Europe. In fact, Peko, we have met the President of Parliament, the Minister of Finance, the Minister of Fishery, and several more policymakers when we were in Cyprus. So we are very excited, and we hope to have something out from Cyprus.
Yes.
So next, let's move on to online sales, right? So yeah, so when COVID hit, one of the things that impacted everyone was that people couldn't go out and shop, people couldn't go out and dine, and therefore it was also hard for people to go out and buy things. So I think our team, Pundi X, moved very quickly into the online merchant space. So take, for example, we are in Amazon, including Amazon Japan, and we are selling Pundi XPASS card, special XPASS card, which our country manager, Nana, push in. So not just Amazon, but in Newegg and in many more online, major online portals. And of course, this is something that we mentioned. We mentioned that we are going to do it 6 months ago, and we did it 3 months ago. And it is we want to share with you like what are the progress that we have made. So you can actually go to Pundi X shop, which is our own shop, and you can actually buy globally and get shipment locally. So for example, if you are in South Africa, you can go to shop.pundix.com and buy and get payments in your local currency. And pundix.com, which is Pundi X ourselves, will handle the payment processing, and our distributor partner in South Africa will ship it to you. So not just in South Africa, but in many countries that are listed on shop.pundix.com. So this is something that we wanted to do, and the community has also suggested it, and we are now live and kicking for more than 3 months. So both on large e-commerce website and also on our local Pundi X shop, you can find our products. And of course, one thing recently that Peko we did was actually a merchandise store in collaboration with Origin Protocol. Many of you have signed up such great design, whether on hoodies or on cups or whatever. So a big shout out and a thank you to all of you guys. And it is also contributing in small ways, nonetheless, important ways for MPX token repurchase. So 1% of the proceeds. So that's really cool. Yeah.
And I want to add on that is that one of the for the payment, not only we have credit card, but also we have supported MPSS to pay in there. So if you have MPSS, you can also go into the shop and then to get some Pundi X merchandise. And also we have the XWallet payment method in there. So if you have an XWallet, you can scan the QR code and pay. So this is more like an initial initiative for XWallet implement to the e-commerce sites. So we have been experiment different payment methods. So to also give feedback to our developer team as well. We really appreciate the community submit all kinds of awesome designs as you see here, and the designs keep coming in. So from time to time, I would encourage you to, go to Pundi X swag shop, merchandise shop. If you go to Pundi X shop store, and then you can see two options. One is XPOS, the other is swag. So the swag is the size for this merchandise, and you will see every week there are new collections coming up, and all the designs from you guys. Really awesome, beautiful designs out there. Please check it out, and if you like one of it, and you can buy and support the token removal and also support the designer.
Yeah, great. Yeah, these are like really great designs. And yeah, I mean, okay, next, Peko, let's jump into the next one, which is XPOS merchant and user.
So as you see, we activate a lot of XPOS merchants for the past few months. Mostly, I think I would like to give a pause to our distributors and also merchants and also our local staff. They really work very hard to activate the merchants during the difficult time, especially in COVID. Especially COVID now, some of the shops has a very, very difficult time. They cannot open the store because of the policy. But now they open the store with the protection, as you see, mask and also some plastic, on the counter, and they are now having XPOS in the shop, and then we educate them and also activate them and also teach them how to use XPOS device and then how to check out with the customer. I think the most difficult part is onboarding. On the contrary, when customer pays, it's very easy, but for the activation part is quite difficult because it has to go through the KYC process and all that, and we have to do it in a compliance way that what the authority MAS is request as we are applying the license here. So it's been a lot of work, and I really like to thank you for our distributor to take the time to activate it. Also, we're going to go through some stats. What are the crypto sales top countries and also the top crypto sales token? So crypto sales is the consumer walk into the store and then they say, I want to buy BTC, I want to buy ETH from the XPOS. So for the crypto sales, we see the top 5 countries: Spain, Australia, Chile, UAE. This is the first time I saw UAE here, and also Brazil. And then the top sales top tokens would be BTC, ETH, XPASS, FS, and BNB. This is the first time I see BNB in the list for the 3rd quarter. And for crypto payment, we see Spain as a top country, and also Australia, US coming up in the 3rd top countries, Brazil and Canada. And crypto pay token will be BTC, ETH, XPASS, FX, and BNB as well. So it's every quarter we will release these countries statistics, so people will know where the transaction taking place mostly in. And
yeah.
Yes. Okay. For XWallet, Zach, do you want to go through some statistics on the XWallet?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, I think my guess is that crypto sales and crypto pay, Spain top to ranking number 1. I think partly we need to thank our distributor Alvaro. I think he has also done a great job in getting this going, and it's really interesting how things are moving in different countries. The user mood, how it affects our growth in terms of like compliance, etc. And it's also very interesting, as you say, to see BNB on the crypto pay and crypto sales list. We have always been working very closely with Binance and always exploring several opportunities. We are not announcing yet because we are trying to firm things up, and we can also see that their token are having a growth in our ecosystem. So we are very glad to see that. As for XWallet growth territory, the most active user countries are by ranking Turkey, US, Indonesia, India, Spain, Korea, Russia, Brazil, UK, and Netherlands. For the most download, it's actually Pakistan, US, Brazil, India, Turkey, Indonesia, Australia, Spain, Russia, and Germany. So if you guys are based in any of these countries, if you have some thoughts, leave them on the chat or on the Telegram. We would love to hear from you and also see how we can improve the product. Next, we have a top 3 DApp on XWallet. So our dev team, Pete, our CTO, and our dev team has always tried very hard to include and to invite third-party developers to come in to build for us. So the top 3 performing DApp are actually CryptoGift, Lucky Spinner, and also the app for IDRT, which is Crypto IDR. So next, events and marketing. So Peko, events and marketing are still going on offline and online. What are some of the already mentioned ones?
Right. I think it's quite difficult for during the COVID time, but we try our best to do more events and also marketing as well. And one of the features is that we actually work with Singapore Polytech students. They invite us as a project to for students to because they think that the blockchain will be the future, and also crypto will be part of the people's life, and they actually request the students to do their finals according to our business model, and then how to deploy and to do a thorough recommendation and marketing plan. And this is their final presentation that they do for us. And you will see, if you see our monthly report, you can see a lot of their work and how to marketing and how to deploy XPOS in the campus. Actually, this is part of the plan that we would like to have with Singapore Polytech. And hopefully with the payment app ready, and also we got the license, and then we can have this to deploy very smoothly according to their plan. And at this moment, we're here in the campus, and then to educate Pundi X products with the students. And I think the students were very, very creative and very much like interested in using XPOS. So Zach, you were one of in the presentation yourself. So do you want to share a little bit more about this?
Sure. I think it was actually the first kind of like COVID times, you know, face-to-face presentation that I attended. So the students are actually very, very passionate, and I think for Pundi X is a way for us to support college and tertiary students on their understanding and also growth of cryptocurrency. So it's very interesting, especially some people are still new to it, and we can see how people think, you know, some of the perception or misconception that people have about cryptocurrency. But it's a very, very interesting experience. And I would also like to give a sneak preview that the polytechnics, the colleges in Singapore, are actually pretty active in embracing blockchain and cryptocurrency. So we are working with a few polytechnic in Singapore to roll out some initiative here in Singapore. So I would like to thank the lecturers and also people that are involved in this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And yes, so for this initiative, Pundi X and also Function X have been working with different universities to push our name out there. And I think the universities also want to learn much more about what the blockchain is, what the application is, what are the applications, how can we deploy and use those applications since blockchain is a very good technology. So you will see more and more academic collaborations that in the future that Pundi X put out there in with the schools, universities. And also we have conducted the distributor merchant workshop. Thank you for our customer success community manager, Pedro, and also Joel, the country manager of LATAM, to get this initiative because they pushes the distributor modules up on our platform, and there's a distributor modules, and this distribution module that will enable distributor to onboard more merchants, and the distributor, master distributor themselves also benefit from these modules. So there's a training sections conducted for the distributor, master distributor, and so that they can know more about the products and also how to utilize the system that we established for them. So we very grateful that to have these initiatives pushed out there. And also me, myself, and also Judy back in Taiwan, we were invited by InnoSquare. InnoSquare is the incubator actually initiated by new Taipei City government. So the one next to me is the deputy mayor. He himself actually is also the alumni of University of Southern California, the same as me. So I just knew that at the first time, and we were invited to present XPOS, and also this session is actually giving a advice on how we deploy XPOS and what are our development. And they want to see our development on pushing out this technology. And one of the advice that they gave is that because we're dealing with the digital assets, regulatory compliance is very important. So one of these advice is that how do we encounter these issues, also work with the authority to encounter that. So we appreciate this section, and also this has been live broadcast to the social media as well. Yeah. Also, we got a lot of Telegram AMA and video live stream going on for the last quarters. So you can see out there. Really appreciate Binance invited us to be in their local community. Also, we see our Spanish community very active with KuCon as well, and also Alvaro. You see it in the picture. Also, Alvaran, our community manager, being very active for Spanish community. And also we have another AMA with Crypto Universe, which is our community and also developer relation manager, Edward, to initiate that. And me, myself, also participate in Lunar Crush. Thank you, BTC King, for arrange these sections with Lunar Crush. Really appreciate your contribution, also to very generously donate a PAX devices for people to try out. Really appreciate your contribution. And also I would like to add that he himself to participate a federal led organizations to push the cryptocurrency and also blockchain application over there in the government level and also cross-industry side. So a lot of initiative happening in US, and thanks to BTC King to drive it, really a big contribution to Pundi X projects.
Yes. I think indeed our local partners, distributors, are really doing lots of
side. Yeah. So a lot of initial.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So I think we now move to testnet 2.0. Okay. So all right. This is a preview of testnet. So testnet 1.0 was actually launched, and we did something I believe has never been done before, which is to allow people to use and create validator on the FX cloud, which is a click and drop interface. It is actually the first time that there is such a easy and intuitive way for people to create validator. And during testnet 1.0, I believe we have created over 100,000 testnet transaction that happened during that time. So I think that was actually a very, very great progress. And with that, we actually moved on to testnet 2.0, which was actually launched slightly a while ago. So Peko, testnet 2.0 is very, very interesting in the sense that it allows people to actually create a blockchain by doing the click and drop process. So what it means is that in testnet 1.0, we allow people to create validator for the FunctionX chain, which is the FX core. FX core is the main net, is the main chain when the mainnet launches. And in testnet 1.0, people are able to create validator for FX core easily through click and drop. And right now, as you can see on the screen, you can use FunctionX FX Cloud to create your own blockchain on FX Cloud. We believe that this is the first of its kind, using FX Cloud to create a blockchain. And in the blockchain, you have your choice of deciding what do you want to have. You can decide to have a set of tokens, what is the confirmation time, and in fact, who you want to invite to become a validator. And during that 10 days that we launched testnet 2.0, 30 blockchains has been created. So some of you are right now in the chat, and I don't know how you feel, but for me, I'm super excited with the fact that blockchain can be created with great consensus model using a click and drop method. So we believe this is a strong attraction point for FunctionX blockchain, and it has been proven to work successfully on FunctionX testnet 2.0. 30 blockchains created in 10 days, and simply because we allow the invitation code to allow 30 people to create it. So just imagine what happens when we launch mainnet, where people are able to create various blockchains. And the question would actually naturally tie down to, like, what are the benefits for our token? What are the benefits for FX token? Well, it's very simple and straightforward. If you want to create a blockchain, obviously you will need to stake tokens to create the blockchain. And people that are joining as validator, they would either stake an FX token or the token that belongs natively in your own personal blockchain. And when the tokens in your own personal blockchain wants to talk to FX Core, which is our mainnet, or even another personal blockchain in the ecosystem, what are the transaction fees? The transaction fees are actually FunctionX token. And so what it means is that as we create an ecosystem using FX Cloud for people to easily create blockchain, and the blockchain have their own settings. A person might want to create a private blockchain to have a private validator, or a public blockchain. It doesn't matter, but those people would need to stake FX tokens to be able to use and create their own blockchain, whether it's a public blockchain or a personal blockchain, and also people that becomes validator of the blockchain. So there are many use cases, opportunities for not just FX token, but also NPXS token, because XPOS will be connected as a node on the FunctionX mainnet, whereby all financial transactions will go through this ecosystem, and NPXS will play a central role in this. So we are super excited. And in fact, in future, any tokens that are created on the FunctionX blockchain, whether if it's on FX Core or on your own blockchain built using FX Cloud, what is the base transaction tokens? So it will be the FRC20 tokens that you use, and the transaction fees, the transaction will be done on FX, and also for financial services on NPXS. So this is super, super exciting as we look forward to the mainnet launch. So next question is, when is mainnet gonna launch? So we are looking forward to mainnet being launched, fully available and usable by Q1 2021, if not earlier. So we are rushing. The developers are really putting a lot of effort in getting it out. And of course, we hope by end of 2020, we will be able to get it out. But what we can assure you is that by Q1 2021, it will be fully running and operating. Right.
Okay. And also, I would like to especially appreciate for those who are joined the testnet testing. Testnet is not perfect. So that's why we need a lot of people to test and also to even hack our testnet. So we will have announced the top contributors and also awards to those who participate FunctionX Testnet 2.0 on October 10th. And those are the awards that we will give out. And we really appreciate your testing. Also submit the bug report. It's really helpful for us to more enhance our network, and then to become more usable, either usable and also less buggy. Is really appreciate your contributions. And I think for all the top 50 validator will be awarded for FX tokens. About 32,000 FX token will be giving out, and also the bug report.
Yeah, yes. And I think even for when we move forward, we will continue to have bounty reward for people that are actively participating in the system.
Right. And I think the next stage would be really hacking going on. I mean, if possible, we really welcome people to hack our network. So we will announce more bounty program by moving forward before the mainnet go out, because we would like to be the mainnet to operate in a safer environment, because there will be a lot of transaction going on. Also, XPOS transaction will be on there too. So we have to be careful of what is going on our own blockchain.
Yes. So next, moving forward, what will mainnet bring us? As many of you have tested and already know, mainnet will bring us very, very fast confirmation time. We're talking about 3 to 5 second confirmation, and very, very low cost. So fast confirmation speed is evident, a great thing. And the low cost is actually very, very useful, because right now, every one of us is suffering from high transaction costs, gas fees on Ethereum. And because FunctionX is EVM compatible, ERC20 tokens are able to do cross-chain compatibility on the FunctionX network, which means that the cross-chain on the FunctionX blockchain can actually allow transaction at a at a fraction of the cost, but yet because of the cross-chain functionality, you can actually mirror between Ethereum and also FunctionX chain. The first mirror example will start with obviously our FX token and our MPXS token, which means that MPXS token and FX token will live alongside both environment, both on ERC20 and FRC20. So you can transfer your ERC20 FX token into FunctionX network, and from the FunctionX network back into Ethereum network. Obviously, the total sum of tokens that exist on both networks are the total sum that is original, which means that there is no increase of supply, just to be 100% sure. And one of the hard thing to understand is that why are we talking about creating multiple subsets or instances of FunctionX blockchain? FX Core is the FunctionX mainnet, which is the main blockchain. But people are able to use and create their own personal blockchain based on the FunctionX technology. So take, for example, today our partners, say BTC King, wants to create a personal private blockchain environment for his own project. He can then launch this project, this blockchain on FX Cloud. And with that, he's actually running his own private blockchain with FunctionX technology. He can choose to connect that blockchain to FX Core, which is our mainnet, or he can run it separately, individually, which is not connected to the mainnet forever, or he can connect it. It is purely based on how the owner of these individual blockchain chooses to be. The great thing for our token is that when a person launches their own FunctionX blockchain, they will need to stake their, the FunctionX token for the creation of the token. And when the FunctionX blockchain that is created by BTC King talks to FX Core, which is the mainnet, the transaction fees will be charged using our token. Also, because FX Core, the mainnet, is a blockchain in itself, there will be MM and AMM, which is market making and automated market making capability to support the ecosystem, which means that on FX Core, on FunctionX blockchain, we will have our own version of Uniswap and our version of different DEX and even centralized exchanges, which means that it is built so that our MM can support FRC20 token and also ERC20 token because of the cross-chain capability. We will also be able to support different synthetic assets, which is very similar to how the DeFi movement is growing, which means that people can actually stake MPXS or FX to create their synthetic tokens through smart contract agreement. So these are something that is super exciting, and we believe it will bring great use case to MPXS and FX. And many of you have asked in the Google form, will there be a DeFi mechanism? And it is very obvious from what I've shared that there will be tons of DeFi mechanism, long-term DeFi mechanism incorporating into FunctionX blockchain. All right, guys. So I think we have come to almost the end of the AMA. Peko, do you have anything to, any last words to share?
Mm-hmm. I think there are a lot of questions on from the community, like the plan for XPOS and also the deployment. I think for those questions, some of them we have already answered. You can see our progress in the videos. And also, I would like to update on the XPOS that we are very much focusing on deploying XPOS either through our distributors. So that's why we have the distributor models. And also we are working with Ingenico as well to have our XPOS to be deployed on their channels. So this part is actually a very large scales development, and it takes some time, including set up the massive scales of demos and also massive scales onboarding. So these are taking time, and I appreciate your patience on the development that we are going on, and we are working with for sure a large scales deployment. And also we're working with a one of the payment acquirer in Latin America. We're trying to get their POS system to accept XWallet as well. So these are the initiatives that we are working on, and I cannot mention the name so far, but something that our tech team has been integrated, and also there are some commercial agreement is going on. So would be appreciate your patience, and I would like to, of course, would like to hear your feedback for us, especially how we evolve with XPOS devices and also deploy the XPOS platform. I saw a lot of good ideas actually on the chat. Please keep them coming, and we will take it as our part of our development plan, and then to make it forward.
Great. And in summary, so right now it's October, it's early October, and we have 2 more months before 2020 ends. So what are the things that Pundi X want to achieve to get us to a great closing 2020? One is, of course, we have mentioned in the last AMA, we anticipate the Payment Services Act license to come out by the Central Bank of Singapore, which will allow us to operate in a very compliant and also strong way. And it will also vet out some of the not so serious players. So this is one. Lots of effort and work is being put on this. The second one is actually XPOS deployment. 2020 has been a very challenging year because of COVID. We have over 5,000 XPOS ordered. Most are being shipped. Some are not being shipped yet, based on how the COVID is happening. But like Peko said, we are very focused on growing the XPOS, not just the hardware side, but the software side, like getting big players to adopt our XPOS system, like what happened with PAX, which people can actually download from PAX Store. And we are trying to brew some partnership in the point of sales, terminal, big companies, which we cannot share yet, but rest assured that XPOS will travel to your country, if not yet. The third one is FunctionX. Clearly, our developers are super busy with FunctionX. You have seen what Testnet can do, super high speed. You can create different blockchains, and it will really bring mass adoption to blockchain adoption through FunctionX. So this is great. And finally, we are constantly thinking of new use cases for MPXS and FX, whether it's from merchandise shop or bigger and stronger adoption, such as staking into DeFi, which we are working heavily on. So these are the things that we are heavily working on, and we hope with all this, we can bring great value and bring 2020 to a great close. So with this, I would like to thank everyone for tuning in. Thank you once again, and we look forward to speaking to you in 2021. Cheers, guys.
See you.